Hello. How's everyone doing? Welcome in, Etren. Hello, Apple. Hello, MP. Long time no see. How you doing? Etren claiming the not first, even though he is first. Good going, good going. This time you caught me post-gym, post-lunch, and post-shower. Oh my goodness. Hope you are well. We're doing... I'm getting sick? No! What? Please take good care of yourself. Have soup. Have soup. And rest. A lot of rest. Yeah. I hope it's just like a small cold or something. I hope it's not like actual fever, Abu. Yeah, probably cold. Due to the weather changes, or I always have that when the weather changes too much. You know the feeling in the throat before getting sick? Oh, when it's like in the back of your throat and a bit like feeling like it's swollen. That feeling? Yeah? Oh. Hurry, get the vitamins. Let them fight it. I blame my AC. Oh. Did you have your AC cleaned, or it wasn't cleaned? It's clean? Oh, normally that makes it harder for people. But getting blasted by cold air? Well, you shouldn't sit directly under the AC, right? Yeah. That's a recipe for getting a cold. Hold on. Stretchy. I've done air engineering to get my living room temperature down. I have AC in the bedroom. Well, you put like an extra fan there for the airflow to the bedroom. AC pointed at the door, and in the living room I have a normal fan spreading the cold air. I have that set up as well, yeah. But I do it for my bunny. Because my bunny is like near to the end of where the bedroom is. He has like his own place. But my portable AC is only good enough kind of for like the living room. So I put like a fan to the door where the bunny is and be like, oh please cold air, go over there. Because I don't mind if I melt away, but when my pets are starting to get like a hard time, I worry for them. Pets getting overheated is so dangerous. How's everyone doing? I already asked that. Why are... Hey, hold on. Let me connect my two brain cells, all right? How has your weekend been? That's what I wanted to ask. Yeah, how has your weekend been? How was your locals, Edrin? How was your locals? How was your workout? What did we work out today? Yeah, my brain is not fully here today. Let me get my coffee. There we go. Too cold. Oh, how cold is it there? Wait, are you like it's hot here? Okay. I was about to ask, like, where are you located? I was talking about Apple. Oh, yeah. Local was nice. It was the last day of us being at the venue. Oh, where are you going next time then? Next time we are somewhere bigger. Okay, I love it when I ask a question before reading further. That immediately explains my answer. Hopefully gonna have more room for creativity with photos. Oh, okay. Workout today was lovely. Chest and arms, oh nice. Got a good pump. Did pretty well with increasing the weights this time around. Nice. Need to record voiceover later. What you're recording? The last parts of the Kingdom Hearts stuff? I should watch your videos. Now I actually am a bit updated on like what the fuck is going on with Kingdom Hearts. Kingdom Hearts 3 essay. I'm looking forward to it. Please don't watch. Why not? Why not? I don't know if I can watch your like the second essay you have, cause I don't know the whole ass chicken that you're eating, if that also has sound or it's just visual. Which one makes less sense? Kingdom Hearts or Metal Gear? I would say Kingdom Hearts. At this point, yeah. Both. We can go with both. Yeah. We can go with both, yeah. I mean, in some way, Kingdom Hearts has a clear concept going, but then Nomura tosses in the fucking Nord cooties and time travel, and then it kind of falls apart. The story is hard enough to follow for one game, but to follow for the whole series? Which one? Metal Gear or Kingdom Hearts? I don't know, I'm just so quite annoyed with Kingdom Hearts because it's like stuck to Disney stuff, both. We're gonna be like this today, huh? And like, whenever I watched Edwin play Kingdom Hearts 3, I was like, okay, we're going through the Disney stuff now. When we gonna run into more of the Leather Club, so we get more explanation on the actual story I'm invested in? One side, you got gaslighting and nanomachines. Wait, are we gonna count Revengeance? I thought we were only counting normal Metal Gear. Okay, maybe if you count Revengeance, then yeah, okay, it's gonna start a bit wonky. Fake deaths, mind control, shadow patriots. Other side, you got magic, time travel, cooties, and donuts. That Kingdom Hearts also has gaslighting. I forgot that. Yeah, massive gaslighting. Eva! Welcome in! How you doing? It's been a bit. Hope you're doing well. Bouncy, yeah! We have a bunch of new emotes. I don't know if you saw the other emotes as well. You have a lot of pepper emotes now. would say though, Metal Gear never made me emotional. Kingdom Hearts. What? You never like got emotional with the Snake Eater and with the graveyard scene, with the ladder moment. No. Oh my god. What the fuck? Do you even have emotion? I'm just kidding. No, so some things just don't hit different. I've been spamming them. Let's go. I've been using the bongo a lot on other people's chats as well. It's so nice. That's how I look when I play Street Fighter. Just smashing my freaking levelers. Today I was building muscle memory again. I find it hard to wrap my head around combos, or like to put my head towards combos. I learn little bit of parts of the combo of like, oh, I can put this move into this move, but then if it starts to become like more than 3 or have like a freaking, oh, I'm playing Judy, like dash drive dash drive drive dash in there, I'm like I'm trying to get the timings under control. Sneaking the ladder was cool, but it didn't make me cry. That don't really hit me in my mess. There is a really good song that made me feel more than most of the parts of Metal Gear Solid, and it's from Stargazer Starcaller. I don't think I can play it. Oh boy, where is it? It's supposed to be in my favorites as well, let's see. Oh god, what are all these saxophone videos? About it. Where is it? Oh no. It should be in here. Walking with dog. Okay, for some reason it's not in here. Darn it. Oh, did I? Here. Hold on. Metal Gear. I like a Metal Gear to Dead movies. Yeah, I can understand where you're coming from. Can I have a playlist YouTube? Frick. I think it's... Oh, it's 2 or 3. I hate that I can't find it now. Okay. C playlist. Okay, maybe it's 3. Shit. Oh god. Oh, maybe it's in here. Oh, way too far. Yeah, I don't think I can play this on stream, guys. We can see though. I'll post it in the... In the chat as well, in case it gets DMCA. If Kojima could, you know damn well he'd try to shove Harrison Ford into the game. Oh yeah, for certain. Alright, let me put this on. Bye bye Ford in Japan, Polly.
Tell you where to go, but they won't know. Son, you'd better take it on. They'll tell you what they know, but they won't show. Something in my throat. I need to be alone while I suffer. Son, you've got a way to kill. They're picking on you still, but they don't know. Son, you'd better wait to shine. They'll tell you what is yours, but they take mine. Oh, I've got something in my throat. I need to be alone while I suffer. Oh, there's a hole inside my bone. I need to stay afloat for the summer long. I've got something in my throat. I need to be alone while I suffer. Oh, there's a hole inside my bone. I need to stay afloat for the summer. Son, you better wait to fall. They'll tell you where to go, but they won't know.
Yeah, such a good song, such a good song. Man, this song I always blast into my ears when I'm feeling sad as fuck. And then I just go, son! Shout it out. It's kind of like one song that always makes me cry is the Makia. Now we're DMCA'd anyway, so Makia when the promised flower blooms. Viator, yeah, Viator. Oh. It I'm trying to learn this song on saxophone, but it is so altissimo. It's so high. It's so hard to play. If you haven't watched this movie, do watch this movie. And when this song comes up, you're gonna bawl like a kid. This is the song. In case VOD gets DMCA muted. It continues a bit more. I can let you guys hear the saxophone version of it. Kitori! How you doing? The song that gets me is the Angel Beats. Yeah. Yeah, so this is the saxophone where you put the voice. The voice becomes the sax, as usual. I just took the last bite of my pizza. Oh no! We can always make more pizza. This is so hard to play. It's very soft, slow breathing into the saxophone. Let it play a bit in the background. Here we go. Special pizza from 45 minutes away. I mean, you better get ordering then. No, just kidding. Is the song that you're calling from Etron is it the second outro from Angel Beats? Or is it like the first outro? I know one of the outros absolutely wrecks me as well. The soft guitar one. It's the ending song, I believe, but the version is by Lisa. Oh, it's not the guitar one? Anyways, you guys should all... People be like, I don't give a shit about saxophone. I don't care. Here, you should check this video. This channel. Bless this channel. Oh, he has the Chainsmoker Cat intro now as well. Oh god, good stuff. I asked him to transcribe a few songs as well, because you can request some. So I have a whole music book and everything like printed out with a bunch of his transcriptions. It's I feel like I'm such a hack when... Oh, let me put this back on. I feel like I'm such a hack when I play only anime music. Listen, I played the traditional saxophone in the... Oh, he made a samurai clan too? Okay, I need to check up on this channel later on. Anyways, I played the traditional saxophone in... in like the orchestra as well, but it's just not as fun. I hate to say it. It's just not as fun, I feel. I feel it's because, like, for one, I rather play like blues and jazz, right? I love that. And then when you play traditional music or like traditional classical music, I should say, on the saxophone just becomes like a bridge in between clarinets and trumpets and stuff like that. And that's not really weird, because saxophone isn't that old yet as like an instrument and how long it lives. So of course it's not like very established in classical music, and then for the parts where it is established, it kind of just like a secondary clarinet almost. While if you, in my personal opinion, I should say, if you listen to blues and jazz and stuff like that, it's just as if the saxophone is being put to its rightful place, where it is way more versatile. It often conveys as the vocal voice. Like it's the instrument closest imitating the human voice, and you can actually emulate a lot of different sounds on the saxophone as well by using your voice and by the way you shape your throat and your jaw. Like it's a very sensitive instrument. But I feel like with classical music, they want it to be like clean notes. I'm sure there's like emotion put in, but even if I watch like the yearly international saxophone competitions and stuff like that, I'm like, the instrument feels so bright when they play classical music, which I can understand, but the saxophone that I have is very deep and dark and very round in sound, so it's not like sharp and forward and clear. So it's also not like super suited for classical, but that's also the reason why I got it. Because I love blues, I love emotional stuff, or like playing Amy Winehouse on the saxophone is great as well. Stuff like that. Because I feel the instrument is more there to convey a feeling than be like the perfect clear instrument, right? Being the perfect clear notes and all of that. I have the same feeling with singers. Like, it's nice if a singer sings on key, of course, because that's soothing to the ear, right? But sometimes when you want to convey a feeling, you gotta get raw or off key to just like, if you have a very emotional song where there's a lot of distress and it comes from the heart, and the person that sings it is like maybe like a love song or a breakup or something, and of course that's like devastating to you, then I want to hear that in the voice as well, right? Like, you kind of want to have that same like almost breaking emotional feel from the voice. You don't like, I feel like if you have such an emotionally charged song in that regard, or even like a very angry song. I listen to a lot of metal and rock as well. Even if it's just an angry song, you want to feel that anger, right? You wanna feel the rawness in the voice and stuff like that. That's why we have a voice. Vocalists can like, there are a lot of facets and edges and colors to a voice. So why not do that, right? If you have like an anger for us tone where it's like very raw and deep and distorted almost, right? That's better than when you sing clear, then it doesn't really come across, or at least it doesn't come across as well, I feel. And I feel the same way with music of instruments and definitely saxophone. I know a thing or two about singing. Hey, listen, there's a reason why I play the saxophone. Then my mouth is busy with something else. Then I can't sing. I'm not good at singing either. I hum a lot when I'm doing things in the house and around the house, and I pretty much always have music on. But I don't actually sing myself. I don't think. Well, I mean, everyone can sing, yes, if they invest in it, but I don't think I'm particularly singy type of person, if that makes sense. I love music though. I wouldn't be able to do without music in my life. Yeah. There's always the age-old question that they ask you, would you rather be blind or would you rather be deaf? Which of course you want to be neither, but if you need to choose, right? And I think as much as I love art and visual things and everything like that, I think I wouldn't want to give up sound. Yeah. Because sound colors so much, and sound does so much emotionally for me that I rather would be blind, I think. Even though life blind is way harder than life deaf in public transport and all of that. It's crazy how it's not built or like hardly built on it. Imagine if you're blind, you can only rely on your ears, and these days everything is becoming electric and silent as possible with the cars, and even buses here are electric. I recall a year ago, I was waiting for the bus and there was a blind man standing next to me. And he was like, can you tell me when the bus is here? Because I can't hear it. And I was like, holy shit, you're so right. Like, I never realized this. And I was like, yeah, of course. But he's always relying on someone else to tell him when his bus is here. I wanted to sing Baka Mitai for an outro scene for Twitch, but I couldn't figure out how to edit the audio like a studio would make it not to be too loud or whatnot. Give me blind or give me deaf, or whatever they say. I mean, most studio mix are, for one, you're really close to the microphone, and you need to isolate it. Isolating the microphone is pretty much the most important thing for recording. Now, nowadays you can edit out the background noise, right? If you're a pretty sophisticated music engineer, because that's pretty hard to do outside of just like, oh, compress the background noise. You can only get so far, right? But the thing is, like, if you compress background noise, you also inevitably, we can talk, gonna muffle some of your lower tones as well. So you gotta be really, really on the keyword then. I set my mic with a heavy blanket on top of me for good isolation. They have, what is it? They have like those microphone boxes, which is you don't need to isolate your whole room, or you don't need to get like a special area or something. It's still better to get like a special area, right? Like a lot of people use the like portable wardrobes, and then they isolate that on the inside, and then they sit into that as like a little like cubby. But if you don't have like if you don't want to isolate a whole area, you can buy like a microphone isolation box, and it's like pretty much a box with two sides open, so it's like a triangle setup, and you put your microphone in there, And then when you talk into the microphone, your voice doesn't go anywhere, so it's fully isolated. So it just bounces off against the cushioning in that little box, which is really clear already for recording and stuff like that. Yeah, I thought about putting my microphone in that box setup for like if I want to do actual recording or such. And they're not too expensive. I think they're like $30 or something. So that's pretty solid investment, and you could even make it yourself. I ain't buying that right now. I already got the blanket. Yeah, a lot of people say like record in your wardrobe, but that's not fully true. Like, sure, your clothing will dampen or like forego that your voice bounces back and forth against like a wall or something, but at the same time it kind of sounds, how do you say it? It sounds a very cramped type of sound. Oh my god. My closet is too small for me to get in. Yeah, I feel ya, I feel ya. Oh dear. Are we gonna do this? 95? I don't know if my sound is gonna cut out here, because last time we did this for Yapping, my sound cut out, so we're gonna try, okay? Omen with the 95 stream. Hope that didn't cut out. Again, please! Oh god. Well, at least as it didn't cut out, I was leaning forward, so that's pretty rough. Hold on, let me... You guys are gonna kill me today. Record in your washroom, too echoey, yeah. You get the bounce. You get the bounce of the tiles. Okay. 15 is a short one, alright? Etran, thank you for always tuning in with the 50 stream. Small streak. Small streak. I'm sorry for everyone who blew their ears out. There you go. My asthmatic self wouldn't be able to do that very well. This is what you get when you play like wind instruments. You get like big lungs. And I always had a very projecting voice. And I worked at a fish market as well, that helps. Whenever we had issues on the security work, I would be sent out. Because I didn't need a loudspeaker whenever I, like, opened my fucking mouth. Hopefully! Welcome in. Speaking of instruments, you used to play the saxophone. We were just talking about that. What kind of saxophone? Alto, tenor? When I play instruments, I stick to double bass and bass guitar. Oh, I love bass guitar. Playing ocarina with staff. I was thinking of... I mean, I also... I don't know if this one picks up. Hold on. It's laying here. I sometimes, like, mess around with it. I don't know if that even picks up on the microphone. Yeah, it's a mouth harmonica. I used to sit like at the riverbank and just like fiddling around with the harmonica. I don't know if this can pick up. I probably need to get the filter off. Saxophone, piano, clarinet? Oh, of course. We were talking about clarinet being the replacement for saxophone. Banjo and guitar. Nice. We should acquire mouth harps and start the mouth up. Playing covers to crappy theme songs for sitcoms. Let's see if I can throw the filter off. If it actually will. It's gonna start a bit like you'll hear the background of my PC as well. I don't even know. Yeah, now it picks up. I don't know how this one goes anymore. Yeah. Oh god, it's been ages. Jesus. Where's the hole? There we go. Epona song, yeah. I think it's one of the first songs I learned on the harmonica to just play around it. But this one has like a... It has a bend. Few of the... I don't know what you call them in English. A few of like the bending thingies that make the harmonica noise, right? They're a bit bent out of shape because I used to play like the and you really need to like fucking suck on those things to get that to get that noise. I should mess around with it more. I'm a baritone vocal-wise, but can do things with my diaphragm to get an even deeper whoa, that's crazy! So you can go all like bum 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 bum. There you go. Lapping a harmonica over Judy. Hey, listen, I was lapping my Judy today. Alright, be proud of me. I can sing dirges. Dirge? What is that in Dutch? A lament. Oh. What is that in my language? Oh, it don't even have it in my language, okay. Is it like... Well, it's not really choir, right? But it's like a hymn, isn't it? I'm gonna get dressed and lurk while I do the voiceovers. Okay. Are you gonna use your fancy teleprompter? Time to hear my own voice and cry? Bro, I listen back to every stream that I do. How do you think I feel? The more you listen to your own voice, the more you start like accepting it though. Basically, war him. Oh. I wish I could sing the... I don't know what you call this. What do you call this type of like it's also like very lamenting, right? Hold on. See here. This type of sound. It might just be like close to opera music, right? Japan, please don't absolutely wreck my foot. Well, if people were wondering what that was, it's the opening. Oh well, the opening is like the theme song of Asura's Wrath. I can do that, but I would have to alter the tone to my... Oh yeah, naturally, right? That is close enough to operatic. Yeah, it's not like fully operatic, but I know there's a special word for it. Like Mingyo? Something like that. Hold on. Yeah, I think it is Mingyo because it's like folk music, right? Or like it comes from folk music. What I really like is Yuki Yusha Diaru has that sound as well. I don't know if I can find it. So let's see. Yuki Yusha. Is it the opening? I don't think it's the opening. It can be. Let me check. No, it's one of the other songs. It's when they transform. God. Is it during the transformation? Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, this type of music. Wait, are these all of them? We need to watch this, Chan. We need to watch this. One of my favorite anime. I'm gonna force you to watch the magical girl transformation. Hold on. Where is my browser? Oh, here. Here we go. Do we have higher quality? We do. Oh, we have 30 seconds of... Okay, we'll wait. We have 30 seconds of there we go. of like ad break. This VOD is getting restricted in Japan so hard. Oh well. I don't think it's gonna show anything. No, it shouldn't. Yeah. Welcome back. So I was talking about the Minyo and the Japanese folk music, right? It reminds me of the music that you have Bulgarian folk music, which is amazing, by the way. You should listen to it at least once in your life to appreciate that there's very interesting sounds you can make with your mouth. But then Minyo is kind of like also Japanese folk music, and then what I remember from Yuki Yuna, which is the series, is the background music is kind of like based on them. But man, when I was just like looking at it and listening to the music, I totally forgot how good these transformation sequences are. If you haven't ever seen this anime and you like magical girls with a hint of despair, well, not a hint, it's a lot of despair, but you should watch it. Yeah. Hold on. Man, the good old anime. I'm a sucker for like transformation sequences. They're so cool. Oh yeah, this is such a beast sequence where she just like... I think this is like my second favorite magical girl series. After like Madoka, of course. And we don't talk about the third series, I think it is. Yeah, we don't talk about that one. That one doesn't exist in my eyes. There's also 3 movies. If you don't want to watch like the whole ass series, they have put it in 3 movies as well. The fan service one. Why she all looks so good though? She's the sniper of them all. Oh yeah. Our dual wielding badass. also appreciate that whenever they transform all together, we get like this short version of the sequence. No, we're not gonna watch this one. No. No. That's spoilers. Yeah. Yeah. I think I like it so much because it reminds me of Asura in a way. But then just with like high school girls and tragedy. Whole lot of tragedy. Yeah. I was browsing a thread today where someone asked like, recommend me more mature anime with like either mature characters or like a mature plot, right? So mature themes or such. And don't mean like ecchi or anti or whatever, no, just like things like Cowboy Bebop, Black Lagoon, Monster, stuff like that, right? And then I was scrolling through the thread and I was like, oh god, these are like all anime that I really like that I watched back in the day. It's kind of crazy how we haven't gotten that many really big bangers on that type of, like Made in Abyss is probably the latest one that is really treading on that type of anime, right? The type of what is it? The themes and stuff like that. Yeah. What is an anime lately that was also kind of... Well, you have, what is it? Finland Saga, right? Finland Saga is also one. I don't know if Golden Kamuy is very... I haven't watched everything of Golden Kamuy, so I can't really say if it is way more mature in the later seasons. I suppose To Your Eternity in some way as well, right? Yeah, if I think about it. Heavenly Delusion. Yeah, Heavenly Delusion is probably like a good example of it. Yeah. But Heavenly Delusion, I hope it gets a second season. Because it got so under the radar because it was on Disney Plus, right? Of all the places. But that one was good. But that's an anime for like people that really like slow anime. And it's also an anime that you watch twice after each other. Because once you start piecing everything together, which happens in like the big revelations happen in the last few episodes of the season, because it's like well, the manga set it up more in depth, but the anime didn't do a bad job, to be honest. But it was mostly in the last part where it kind of started colliding and coming together, and then you'll be like, oh no, wait, all these things that I saw, oh no. And then you start watching the anime back and you start realizing some of the anime did it pretty well. Some of the shots that are earlier where you would think it's more like a slice of life shot suddenly becomes like a way darker thing. Because you know, in a half of a way you know what's gonna happen. Yeah. The manga is a little bit further, but I don't think the manga is that far, right, for a second season. Let's see, Heavenly Delusion. Engoku Daimokyo. How far is the manga now? I haven't read it for a while because it took ages for it to go further. I think we also had like a hiatus somewhere. Yeah, it's at 83 now. Where does the anime stop? Oh yeah, it stops around like 40 or something further. Oh, no further. Yeah, so they probably won't have enough yet for a second season. I really hope they're getting it though. They stuck so true at the style of the manga as well. Has there been like talk about the second season? Oh, earlier this year it got confirmed that they will have a second season. Wow. Oh, that's great, okay. Oh god, that aired in 2023! No, where has the time gone? Let me link the series to you guys for the ones that haven't seen it yet. There you go. I wouldn't watch any trailer or PV or whatever. I would just go into it and give it some time. Like normally I give an anime 3 episodes. I would give Heavenly Delusion maybe like 5? Yeah. If you really don't like the art style or the slow like way of it, then I can understand it. Then like you shouldn't really stick too long with it. But if you find it interesting and the world is kinda like you want to know more, then certainly like watch the rest of it. It's quite a hidden gem. No, I always try to push it to people because it's not often we get like these types of series. Yeah. Oh. Talking about series chat, because today I'm a bit more tired, or well, I have a headache. Shall we read the book? Shall we do some book reading? I was thinking, do you guys wanna read along or see the book when I have the physical book and I'm reading from it? Would that be nice? Question mark. Because I can put it on the camera if you want. I do need to move the setup a bit then. Like for me it doesn't necessarily matter because we're still like I'm still experimenting with the noise and the sound and everything like that, so... and I think maybe for behind the scenes it might be nice, right? When it's on stream. Because if I would be making the YouTube video, I will only use the audio anyways. Oh. Let me try checking if the this setup still works. That's a good question to begin with. Let's see. Which is the camera? Oh, this is the camera. Let me move you guys over for a moment, okay? Hold on. Be right back. Hold on. Hi, Jan. Oh god, sorry for the flashpoint. How's this sound from this angle. I need some feedback, chat, please help me. Okay, let me check if you guys can even like read along. Need a little bit more higher, right? Oh god, hold on. Yeah, this is the right size, right? Yeah. You guys like this view? It's a good view? Okay. Is the sound good as well if I sit over here and talk to you? Hello, EP Ghost. Welcome in, welcome in. Yeah? Okay. Let me change the channel. Right? And category. This is the angle is upward, so stay. Catch on it, okay, hold on. Okay. Okay. I hope you guys don't hear too much noise from my PC though. Okay. I thought today we'll read a bit more like easier stuff. I don't know if that's fair to say. Hold on. There we go. But it's definitely I would classify this as young adult. Pretty easy to read. Big letters for as far as I think it has big letters. Yeah. It already states here that the girl who fell beneath the sea is a magical feminist retelling, I'm not so sure about that word right there, but of a classic Korean legend, perfect for fans of Uprooted and Miyazaki's Spirited Away. I do agree on the Spirited Away take, that for sure. It's pretty much about a girl that lives in a village. Well, we'll find out in the first chapter, to be honest, because the first chapter does tell a lot already about the story, but it's about a girl that lives in a village that is a farmer's village that for good luck and good harvest, once in a while they sacrifice a girl to the sea god. So it's kind of like a classic mythology type of story. And of course, not everything goes as expected. Yeah. So settle in, get yourself cozy. We'll read this one today. And thought it would be nice if you could like read along. I hope it is like that you can see the text. Story time, exactly. Alright, let's get started. The myths of my people say, only a true bride of the sea god can bring an end to this insatiable wrath. When the otherworldly storms rise from the East Sea, lightning breaking the sky and waters ripping up the shore, a bride is chosen and given to the sea god, or sacrificed, depending on the measure of your fate. Every year the storm begins, and every year a girl is brought to the sea. I can't help wondering if Sim Cheong believes in the myth of the sea god's bride, if she'll find comfort in it before the end. Or perhaps she sees it as a beginning. There are many pathways destiny can take. For instance, there's my own path, the literal path before me, stretching narrowly through the water-lodged rice fields. If I follow this path, it'll eventually lead me to the beach. If I turn around, the path will take me back to the village. Which destiny belongs to me? Which destiny will I grasp onto with both hands? Even if it were up to choice, it wouldn't really be mine to make. For though a large part of me longs for the safety of home, the pull of my heart is infinitely stronger. It tugs me towards the open sea and to the one person I love beyond destiny. My brother Yoon. Lightning streaks through the storm clouds, splittering across a blackened sky. A half a second later, a clap of thunder rumbles over the rice fields. The path ends where the dirt meets the sand. I take off my soggy sandals and fling them over my shoulder. Through the torrent of rain, I catch sight of the boat, tossing and turning upon the waves. It's a small, hollowed-out vessel with a single mast, meant to carry 8 or so men, and one sea god's bride. Already it's a distance from the shore, and moving further still. Lifting my rain-soaked skirt, I sprint towards the raging sea. I hear a shout from the boat, the same moment I crash into the first wave. Immediately, I'm pulled under. The freezing water steals my breath. I tumble beneath the water, spinning violently to the left, then the right. I fight to get my mouth above the surface, but the waves pour into and over me. I'm not a weak swimmer.
but I'm also not a strong one. And although I fight to swim, to reach the boat and live, it's so very hard. It might not be enough. I wish it didn't hurt so much. The waves, the salt, the sea. Mina! Strong hands wrap around my arms, pulling me out of the water. I'm placed firmly on the boat's undulating deck. My brother stands before me, familiar features twisted in a scowl. What were you thinking? Yoon shouts over the howling wind. You could have drowned! A massive wave crashed against the boat, and I lose my balance. Yoon grabs my wrist to keep me from tumbling overboard. I followed you, I shouted, just as loudly. You shouldn't be here. Warriors aren't supposed to accompany the sea god's bride. Looking at my brother now, his rain-lashed face and defiant expression, I want to collapse to tears. I want to drag him to the shore and never look back. How could he risk his life like this? If the god should know of your presence, you'll be killed. Yoon flinches, his eyes flickering to the prow of the boat, where a slender figure stands, hair whipping sharply in the wind. Shim Cheong. You don't understand, Yoon says. I couldn't let her face this alone. The breaking of his voice confirms what I've suspected all along. What I'd hoped wasn't true. I curse under my breath, but Yoon doesn't notice. His entire being is focused on her. The elders say Sim Cheong was fashioned by the goddess of creation to be the sea god's final bride, the one to ease all his sorrows and usher in a new era of peace in the kingdom. She has skin forged from the purest of pearls. She has hair stitched from the deepest night. She has lips colored by the blood of men. Maybe this last detail is more bitterness than truth. I remember the first time I saw Sim Cheong. I was standing with Yoon beside the river. It was the night of the Paper Boat Festival 4 summers ago, when I was 12 and Yoon was 14. It is tradition in the seaside villages to write wishes onto pieces of paper before folding them carefully into boats to set upon the river. The belief is that our paper boats will carry our wishes to our dead ancestors in the spirit realm, where they can bargain with the lesser gods to fulfill our dreams and desires. Shim Cheong might be the most beautiful girl in the village, but her face is a curse. I looked up at the sound of Yoon's voice, following his gaze to the bridge spanning the river, where a girl stood at its center. With her face lit by moonlight, Sim Cheong seemed more goddess than girl. She held a paper boat of her own. It fell from her open palm into the water, and as I watched it drift down the river, I wondered what someone so beautiful could possibly wish for. I didn't know then that Sim Cheong was already destined to be the sea god's bride. Now standing on the boat in the pouring rain with thunder rattling my bones, I noticed the way the men kept away from her. It's as if she's already been sacrificed. Her otherworldly beauty separating her from the rest of us. She belonged to the sea god. It's what the village has always known, ever since she came of age. I wonder if it happens in a day for your fate to change, or if it takes longer for your life to be stolen from you. I wonder if Yoon sensed this loneliness in her, because ever since Sim Cheong was 12, she belonged to the sea god, and while everyone might have seen her as someone who would one day leave, he was the only one who wanted her to stay. Mina, Yoon tugs my arm. You need to hide. I watch as Yoon anxiously searches the uncovered deck for a place for me to conceal myself. He might not care that he's broken one of the sea god's 3 rules, but he worries for me. The rules are simple. No warriors, no woman, besides the sea god bride, and no weapons. Yoon broke the first rule by coming tonight. I broke the second. And the third. My hand curls around the knife hidden beneath my short jacket. The blade that once belonged to my great-great-grandmother. The boat must have reached the center of the storm, because the wind stopped howling. The waves eased their crashing over the deck, and even the rain lessens its relentless battering. It's dark in every direction, the clouds obscuring the moonlight, and I move closer to the boat's edge and look over the side. The lightning flashes, and in the brightness, I see it. The fishermen see it too, their screams swallowed by the night. Beneath the boat moves a massive silver-blue dragon. Its snake-like body circles the boat, the ridges of its scaled back breaking the surface of the water. The flash of lightning dissipates. Darkness falls once more, and all that can be heard is the endless roll of the waves. I shiver, imagining all the awful fates that might await us, either through drowning or being devoured by the sea god's servant. The boat groans as the dragon slides right up against the hull. What is the purpose of this? What was the sea god thinking, sending his terrifying servant? Is he testing the courage of his bride? I blink, realizing my anger has dispelled most of my fear. My gaze sweeps the boat. Shim Cheong still stands at the prow, but she's no longer alone. Yoon! I shout, my heart dropping. Yoon whips his head in my direction, abruptly releasing Shim Cheong's hand. Behind them, the dragon rises silently out of the water, its long neck extending into the sky. Seawater falls off its dark blue scales, dropping like coins onto the boat's deck. Its black, phantomless eyes are riveted on Shim Cheong. This is the moment. I don't know what's supposed to happen, but this is the moment we've all been waiting for. What Shim Cheong has been waiting for since the day she learned she was too beautiful to live. This is the moment when she loses everything, most devastatingly, the boy she loves. And in this moment, Shim Cheong hesitates. She turns from the dragon, her eyes finding Yoon's. She gives him a look I've never seen before, one of agony, fear, and such desperate longing it breaks my heart. Yoon lets out a choked sound, takes one step towards her and then another, until he's standing in front of her, his empty hands spread wide in protection. And with just this, he sealed his fate. The dragon will never let him go, not after this act of defiance. As if to prove my fears, the great beast lets out a deafening roar, bringing all the men left standing to their knees, except for Yoon. My fierce, stubborn fool of a brother, who stands as if he can single-handedly protect his love from the sea god's wrath. An unbearable anger rises up within me, starting in my stomach and clawing up to choke me. The gods have chosen not to grant our wishes from the paper boat festival, but also the small wishes we make every day. For peace, for fertility, for love. The gods have abandoned us. The god of gods, the sea god, wants to take from the people who love him. Take and never give. The gods might not grant our wishes, but I could. For Yoon, I could grant his wish. I rush to the prow of the boat and leap onto the edge. Take me instead! I whip out my knife and make a deep slash across my palm, raising it up high above my head. I will be the sea god's bride. I pledge my life to him. My words are met with utter stillness from the dragon, and right away I doubt everything. Why would the sea god take me instead of Simcheong? I haven't her beauty or her elegance. I just have my own stubborn will, the one my grandmother always said would be the curse of me. But then the dragon lowers his head, turning to the side so it can look straight into one of its black eyes. It's as deep and endless as the sea. Please, I whisper. In this moment, I don't feel beautiful, nor do I feel very brave, my hands trembling. But there's a warmth in my chest that nothing and no one can take from me. This is the strength I call upon now, because even if I'm afraid, I know I've chosen this. I am the maker of my own destiny. Mina! My brother shouts. No! The dragon lifts his body out of the water, dropping a length of its massive bulk between my brother and me, separating us. In the silence, surrounded completely by the dragon, I hesitate, wondering how much it can understand. I grasp for the right words, the truth. I take a breath, lifting my chin. I am the sea god's bride. The dragon drags its body away from the boat, revealing an opening in the churning water. Without looking back, I jump into the sea. As I sink, the roar of the waves abruptly cut off, and all is silent. Over and around me, the dragon's long, sinuous body circles, swirling a great whirlpool. Together, we fall through the sea. Strange, but the urge to breathe never rises. My descent is almost calm, peaceful. This must be the dragon's doing. It's using its magic to keep me from drowning. My throat tightens, and my heart pounds with relief. All the brides before me, they lived. Down into the darkness we sink, until the sea above me is the sky, and we, the dragon and I, are like falling stars. The dragon circles closer, and through its tightening coils I catch sight of one hooded eye, opening slightly to reveal a glittering pool of midnight. Time slows. The world stops. I reach out my hand. Droplets of blood leave the open wound to trail like gemstones across the distance between us. The dragon blinks once. A rift opens up below me. I drop through it into darkness. My grandmother often told me stories about the spirit realm, a place between heaven and earth filled with all kinds of wondrous beings, gods and spirits and mythical creatures. My grandmother said it was her own grandmother who used to tell her the stories. After all, not all storytellers are grandmothers, but all grandmothers are storytellers. My grandmother and I would make the short walk through the rice fields and down to the beach, each carrying one side of a folded bamboo mat. We'd spread the mat onto the pebbled sand and link arms as we sat side by side, dipping our toes into the cool water. I remember the way the sea looked in the early morning, the sun peeking out from over the horizon and lit a golden pathway across the water. The briny air misted over our faces like salty kisses. I would lean closer to my grandmother, basking in her steady warmth. She'd always start with stories first, those with beginnings and endings. But as the orange and purple hues of early morning settled into the bright blue of afternoon, she would begin to ramble, her voice a soothing melody. The spirit realm is a vast and magical place, but the greatest of all its wonders is the sea god city. Some say the sea god is a very old man. Some say he's a man in his prime, tall as a tree, with a beard as black as slate. And others believe he might even be a dragon himself, made of wind and water. But whatever form the sea god takes, the gods and spirits of the realm obey him, for he is the god of gods and ruler of them all. My whole life I've lived surrounded by gods. There are thousands of them. The god of the well at the center of our village, who sings through the croaking of the frogs. The goddess of the breeze that comes from the west as the moon rises. The god of the stream in our garden, to whom Yoon and I used to leave offerings of mud cakes and lotus lily pies. The world is filled with small gods, for each part of nature has a guardian to watch over and protect it. A strong sea wind swept over the water. My grandmother lifted her hand to her straw hat to keep it from being ripped away into the darkening sky. Even though it was still early in the day, clouds gathered overhead, thick with rain. "Grandmother," I asked, "what makes the sea god more powerful than the other gods?" "Our sea is an embodiment of him," she said, "and he is the sea. He is powerful because the sea is powerful, and the sea is powerful because he is." I finished for her. My grandmother liked to speak in circles. A low groan of thunder rumbled across the sky. The pebbles at our feet skittered into the water and were washed away with the tide. Beyond the horizon, a storm brewed. Clouds of eddying dust and ice crystals swirled upwards in a funnel of darkness. I gasped. A feeling of anticipation swept through my soul. "It's beginning," my grandmother said. Quickly we stood and rolled up the bamboo mat, then walked swiftly towards the dunes that separated the beach from the village. I slipped in the sand, but my grandmother grabbed my hand to steady me. As we reached the top, I looked back one last time. The sea was in shadow. The clouds above blocked the sunlight. It looked otherworldly, so unlike the sea of the morning that, though I had sat by the water only a moment before, I suddenly missed it terribly. For the next few weeks, the storm would grow worse and worse, making it impossible to travel close to the shore without being swallowed by the waves. They would rage uncontrollably until the morning, when the clouds would part overhead, allowing for a brief ray of sunlight to peek through, a sign that the time to sacrifice a bride has come. "What makes the sea god so angry?" I asked my grandmother, who had stopped to gaze out across the dark water. "Is it us?" She turned to me then, strong emotion in her brown eyes. "The sea god isn't angry, Mina. He's lost. He's waiting. In this palace far beyond this world, for someone brave enough to find him." I sit up and gasp in a lungful of air. Last I remember, I was falling through the sea. Yet I'm no longer underwater. It's as if I've woken inside the belly of a cloud. A white fog covers the world, making it difficult to see past my knees. Standing, I wince as my dress, dried and brittle with salt, scrapes against my skin. From the folds of my skirt topples my great-great-grandmother's knife, clattering against the wooden floorboard. As I reach to pick it up, a flutter of color catches my eye. Wrapped around my left palm, over the wound I cut to make my vow to the sea god, is a ribbon. A bright red ribbon of silk. One end circles my hand, but the other blooms from the center of my palm outward, leading into the mist. A ribbon floating on air. I've never seen anything like it. Yet I know what it must be. The red string of fate. According to my grandmother's stories, the red ring of fate ties a person to her destiny. Some even believe that it ties you to the one person your heart most desires. Yoon, ever the romantic, believed this to be true. He said he knew when he met Seong for the first time that his life would never be the same. That he felt, in the way his hand tugged in the direction of hers, the subtle pull of fate. And yet, the red string of fate is invisible in the mortal world. The bright red ribbon before me is decidedly not invisible, which means I am no longer in the mortal world. As if sensing my thought, the ribbon gives a firm tug. Someone or something is pulling me from the other side, from within the mist. Fear attempts to grab hold of me, and I squash it with a stubborn shake of my head. The other brides endure this, and I must too, if I'm to be a worthy replacement for Simseong. The dragon accepted me, but until I speak with the sea god, I won't know whether my village is truly safe. At least I'm more prepared than most, armed as I am with my knife and my grandmother's stories. The ribbon flutters in the air, beckoning me forward. I take a step, and the ribbon alights against my palm in a spark of stars. Tucking my knife into my short jacket, I follow the ribbon into the white fog. All around me, the world is still and silent. I slide my bare feet against the smooth wooden slats of the floor. I reach out a hand, and my fingers brush something solid, a railing. I must be on a bridge. The path slopes at a shallow decline, giving way to cobblestoned streets. Here the air is thicker, warmer, filled with an aroma of mouth-watering scents. Out of the fog looms a line of carts. The closest is stacked high with dumplings in bamboo steamers. Another cart holds salted fish, strung up by their tails. A third is spread with sweets, candied, chestnuts and flat cakes of sugar and cinnamon. Every cart is abandoned, no peddlers in sight. I squint, trying to make out the darker shapes, but every shadow turns out to be just another cart. A chain of them, stretching onward into the mist. Leaving the carts behind, I enter a long alleyway lined with restaurants. Smoke from cooking fires wafts through open doorways. A glimpse through the nearest one reveals a room laid out with tables spread with dishes of food ranging from small bowls of spices to large platters of roasted fowl and fish. Bright cushions are arranged haphazardly about the tables, as if revelers had been sitting comfortably enjoying their meals only minutes before. At the center, pairs of neatly placed sandals and slippers are lined up all in a row. Patrons went into the restaurant, but they didn't come out. I back away from the doorway. Carts without owners, cooking fires without cooks, and shoes without people. A city of ghosts. There's a soft breath of laughter against my neck. I turn around abruptly, but there's no one there. Still, I feel as if there's eyes on me, unseen and watchful. What sort of place is this? It's not like any of the stories my grandmother told of the sea god city, a place where spirits and lesser gods gather in joy and celebration. The fog covers the realm like a cloak, muffling sight and sound. I cross over short arch bridges and down abandoned streets. Everything around me colorless and dull, but for the ribbon, aching bright as it cuts through the fog. How did the sea god brides feel, waking through a realm of fog, with only a bright ribbon as a guide? There were many who came before me. There was Soa, who had the loveliest eyes, framed by dark lashes that looked as if they were coated in a heavy layer of soot. There was Wool, who stood as tall as any man, with strong, handsome features and a laughing mouth. And there was Yeri, who could swim the span of the great river twice over, and who broke 100 hearts when she left to wed the sea god. Soa, Hol, Hiera, Mina. My name sounds small beside theirs. These girls who always seemed larger than life. They traveled from far away to marry the sea god, from villages closer to the capital, even from the capital in the case of wool. They were girls who would never have ventured to our backwater village in any other life than the one that forced them to give up their own. These girls, these young women, they were all older than me, 18 when they left to be brides. They walked the same path as I walk now. I wonder if they were nervous or afraid, or if hope made fools of them all. After what seems like hours of walking, I turn a corner and step out onto a wide boulevard. The fog is thinner here. For once, I can see where the ribbon leads. It flits down the length of the boulevard, floating up a grand sweep of stairs and vanishing through the open doors of a massive red and gold gate. With its ornate pillars and gilded roof, this can be none other than the entrance to the sea god's palace. I hurry forward. The ribbon begins to sparkle and hum as if I can sense my nearness to the end. I reach the stairs and take one step, then another. I'm about to pass through the threshold of the gate when a sound catches my ear. The soft chime of a bell, faint enough that if the world hadn't been blanketed in silence, I might not have heard it. The sound came from somewhere to my left, down the stairs, and back into the labyrinth of streets. My eldest brother, Sang, thinks all wind chimes sound the same. But I think he just doesn't have the patience to listen. The clanking of bronze bubbles against seashells sound different from the tapping of tin against copper bells. The wind, too, has varying degrees of temperament. When it's angry, the chimes make a sharp, thrilling sound. And when it's happy, the chimes clink together in a lively dance. This sound, though, is different. Low, melancholy. I step back down the stairs. The ribbon doesn't resist, but grows in length, trailing after me. I can hear my grandmother's voice in my ear. There are rules to the world of spirits, Mina. Choose carefully which one you break. There's a reason this city is veiled in mist. There's a reason I can only travel through it by way of a ribbon of fate. But the sound of the chime was close, and the truth is, I think I've heard it before. The sound leads me to the doorway of a small shop off the boulevard. I brush aside the rough curtain and step inside, gasping as the wondrous sight. The shop is filled with hundreds upon hundreds of wind chimes. They cover the walls and hang from the ceiling like teardrops. Some of the chimes are round and small, made of seashells, acorns, and tin stars. Others are large waterfalls of golden bells. And yet, as within the white fog, there's no wind in the shop. But I could have sworn I heard a sound. My eyes are drawn to the far wall, where a gap at the center displays a single wind chime. A star, a moon, and a copper bell are threaded on a thin bamboo string. It's a simple construction for a chime. I recognize it immediately. I carved the star from a piece of driftwood and the moon from a beautiful white seashell I found on the beach. The bell I purchased from a traveling bell maker. Pestering him as I rang each bell inside his cart, one after another, I wouldn't settle until I found the perfect sound. I spent a week crafting the chime. I meant to hang it above my niece's cradle, so she could hear the wind. But she was born too early. If she'd been born in autumn, she would have lived. But as everyone knows, all children born during the storms never survive past the first breath. Sung was heartbroken. In rage I've never felt before, since I took the charm to the cliffs outside our village and pitched it over the edge. I watched as it fell and shattered upon the rocks. Last I saw the chime, it was in pieces as they were swept away into the sea. All around me, the chimes in the shop began to jingle, somehow swaying in the windless air, until the shop, in a clamor of cacophonious sound, wind chimes ringing without wind means there are spirits about. I exit the shop, the sound of the chimes dampening to my ears. If there are spirits here and they're invisible, watching, what do they see when they look at me? I walk fast. The night is long, and the ribbon is a weight against my hand. Beyond the gate is one grand courtyard after another. I look at none of them. After the fifth, I'm running. I step through a final gate, climb the stone steps, and enter the throne room of the sea god, stopping only then to catch my breath. Moonlight filters through breaks in the rafted ceiling, slanted, broken light across a great hall. The twilight gloom of the fog is muted here, but still the eerie silence remains. No servants rush out to greet me. No guard move to block my path. The red string of fate ripples. Slowly it begins to shift from a bright, sparkling crimson to a deep blood red. It leads me to the end of the hall, where a massive mural of the dragon chasing a pearl across the sky frames a throne on a dais. Slumped over the throne, his face shadowed by a magnificent crown, is the sea god. He is dressed in beautiful blue robes, stitched silver dragons climbing up the fabric. Around his left hand is the end of my ribbon. I wait for the spark of recognition in my soul. According to myth, the red string of fate ties a person to her destiny. Some even believe that it ties you to the one person your heart desires most. Is the sea god tied somehow to my destiny? Does my heart desire him most? There's a sharp pain in my chest, but it's not love. It's darker, hotter, and infinitely stronger. I hate him. I take a step, and then another. My hand that holds the ribbon goes to my chest and comes away with the knife. What would the world be like without the sea god? Would we still suffer the storms that rise out of nothing to wreck our boats and drown our fields? Would we still suffer the loss of our loved ones to famine and sickness? Because the lesser gods can't or won't hear our prayers, fearful as they are of the sea god's wrath? What would happen if I were to kill you now? As the words echo in the vast hall, I realize these are the first words I've spoken aloud since arriving in the sea god's realm. And they're words of hate. My anger swells up like an unstoppable wave. I would kill you now and sever the ties of our fate. My words are reckless. Who am I to defy a god? But there is a terrible ache inside me that needs to know. Why do you curse us? Why do you look away when we cry and scream for your help? Why have you abandoned us? I choked on these last words. The figure on the dais removed the crown from the sea god's head. A boy, no older than myself, curling around slender. His eyelashes are notably long in the way they fall across his cheeks, dusky and misted, letting out a soft sigh of breath. He's asleep. My hand tightens around the handle of my knife. I don't know what I expected, but it's not him. A boy who appears so human. He could be a neighbor or a friend. I watch as a tear slips down his face, catching on his lips before falling over his chin and sliding down his neck. Why are you crying? I growl. Do you think your tears will break my will? I can feel it breaking. I am not like Yoon, who has a gentle heart. I can be stubborn and cruel. I can be bitter and resentful. I want to be all of those things now, because they keep me brave. They keep me angry. And don't I deserve to be angry after all that he's done to my village, to my family? But the expression on the sea god's face matches Shim Xiong on the boat. There's such loneliness there, and a deep, unbearable sadness. A traitorous thought slips into my mind, and I wonder, is it you that makes the world cry, or the world that makes you cry? My legs give out beneath me, and I sink to the floor. So much has happened in the night, from discovering Yoon was missing to chasing him in the rain and jumping into the sea. But now Yoon will have returned to Seong, to the village, and told our family what I've done. I know my sister-in-law will weep, and my heart aches knowing that I've caused her further grief. My eldest brother will want to scour the sea in search of me, unable to accept that he can no longer protect me. As for my grandmother, she'll have fate that I've entered the spirit realm, that I'm on my way to meet the sea god at this very moment. And what would the sea god's bride do once she found him? I stood with my grandmother in the small seaside temple. It was the first night of the storms, and the rain pattered on the clay tiles of the rooftop. She would show him her heart. I frowned. And how would she do that? If you were to show the sea god your heart, what would it look like? My eyes caught on an assortment of items left on the shrine. Offerings from children of the village, a seashell, a windflower, a curious-shaped stone. Reaching forward, I picked up the tail feather of a magpie. Brides don't often travel with gifts for the sea god, my grandmother chided. Use your voice. But I have nothing to say. End the storms. Protect my family. Watch over us all. He has done none of these things. Tears pricked the corners of my eyes. My grandmother patted the rush mat, and I sank to my knees beside her. Gently, she took my hands in her own. You remind me so much of myself when I was your age. After much loss, grief, and disappointment were rooted deep in my heart. It was my own grandmother who took me to this very same shrine. She was a lot like you, incredibly fierce and devoted to those she loved. It was not the first time my grandmother likened me to hers, and I instinctively reached for my knife, comforted by its weight against my chest. It was she who taught me the song that I'll pass on to you now. In the sea god's hall, I rise to my feet. The melody my grandmother used to sing to me, I sing it for the sea god now. Beneath the sea, the dragon sleeps. What is he dreaming of? Beneath the sea, the dragon sleeps. When will he wake? On a dragon's pearl, your wish will leap. On a dragon's pearl, your wish will leap. The echo of my voice fills the hall. Tears slip down my cheeks, and I brush them away with the back of my fist. The myths of my people say, only a true bride of the sea god can bring an end to his insatiable wrath. I may not be the chosen bride, but is it too much to hope that a girl like me, a girl with nothing but herself to give, could be the sea god's true bride? I catch a subtle shift out of the corner of my eye. The sea god's finger twitch, the barest tremble of movement. I reach out my hand towards his, the red string of fate, as if sensing the immensity of the moment pulls taut, and I wonder, hope like the fluttering of a bird's wing, if my life is about to change. A voice like steel cuts through the silence. That's enough. Let me check how long this chapter is. Okay, no. This chapter is quite something. Mm. Mm. Okay, let's do one more chapter. There you go. 3 masked figures stand below the dais, positioned in a half circle, like the arc of a crescent moon. The space of the hall is cavernous, and yet I'd heard no sign of their approach. Clouds pass overhead, sealing off the light from the rafters and seeping a curtain of darkness over the hall. It eludes 2 of the figures, those positioned nearest the throne, enveloping the third, standing apart from the others. The last glimpse I have of him, before he consumed by darkness, is the curve of a pale cheek. What's this? The figure on the right flips a dagger into the air and catches it. A magpie lost in a storm? Or is she another bride for the sea god? His low voice is muffled beneath the cloth mask. Are you a bride? Or are you a bird? I lick my lips, tasting salt. Are you a friend? Or are you a foe? If I'm a friend, then I'm a bride. If I'm a foe, are you? Perhaps I'm a foe who like to be a friend. He tilts his head, and a dark curl falls across his eyes. And perhaps you're a bird who like to be a bride. It's close enough to the truth that I wince. The elders of my village have a saying. A magpie may dream it's a crane, but never will it be one. I see, the figure on the left murmurs. Black clad like the first, with hair that reaches past his shoulders. His eyes, an odd light brown, move from my half unraveled braid to my rough clotted dress. You were never meant to be the sea god's bride. Unlike the curly-haired youth, this man holds no weapons, only, curiously, a wooden birdcage, slung over its shoulder by a rope. The elders of your village select the bride a year before the ritual. She is always extraordinary in either skill or beauty. Preferably both, the boy with the daggers interjects. It's not an honor bestowed upon the common, the weak, or the rash. So tell me, no one's bride, who chose you? If the curly-haired youth wields a blade for a weapon, the cold-eyed stranger brandishes words. For all my many blessings, a loving family, courage, and health, I have neither beauty nor talent. I can imagine upon how Yoon and Xiong return. The elders must have raged in disbelief and cursed at my willfulness. But they weren't there on the boat. They didn't feel the sharp spray of water, the heart-stopping fear when a loved one is in danger. I may be rash, common, perhaps, but I am not weak. I choose myself. The third figure at the back shifts his feet. Wary of him, I notice the subtle movement. Strangely, so do my two interrogators. Though they face me with their backs to him, they tilt their heads inward, waiting for a signal. He doesn't speak, and they ease back into position. The first boy crosses his arms, tucking a dagger against the side of his chest. Don't you think it romantic, Kirin? A young, ordinary magpie hopes to save her kind from a terrible dragon, and so she agrees to marry him. In time, she discovers that he caught in a powerful enchantment. The root of his destructive nature, the brave, clever magpie finds a way to break the curse, and in turn falls in love with the dragon, and he with her. Peace is restored to the sky, land, and sea. A grand tale, if I've ever heard one. I call it The Dragon and the Magpie. No, Namji, the cool-eyed stranger Kirin drawls. I don't think it's romantic. Namji responds to Kirin with an insult, and Kirin follows with his own rude rejoinder. This must be a routine of theirs, because their exchange grows quite colorful. I ignore them, concentrating instead on the story the first boy just told. My grandmother always says to pay attention to stories, for there are often truths hidden within. It's a curse then. Namji and Kirin ceases their quarrel, returning their attention to me. The sea god hasn't abandoned his people. He's under a curse. I have no control over how others might measure my worth, but stories and myth I'm familiar with. Stories and myth are my blood and breath. And for this one, I can already see a pattern forming. Like a melody woven through myth, the dragon appears to deliver the sea god's bride safely to this realm. The world is covered in mist, but the red string of fate guides them to the palace. Yet, why have none of the brides succeeded in their task? It's almost as if the melody was cut short. As if, when they finally arrived to finish the story, an enemy arose to stop them. The sea god cries out. I gasp as an unfamiliar feeling grips my heart like a knot cinching tight. The red string of fate heats in my hand. Behind me, a floorboard creaks. I twist around. Namji and Kirin have moved. They still hold the same positions, Namji with his arms crossed over his chest, and Kirin motionless with the birch cage. But they're closer by 3 steps. I've been so concerned about defending who I am, a stranger in a strange world. But who are they? What sort of men wear masks? Those who wish to remain unremembered? Thieves? Assassins? It's time, Kirin says to Namji. Uncrossing his arms, Namji brings the dagger to his side. Sorry, Magpie. You shouldn't put so much faith in stories. I still hold my knife. I take the defensive stance my grandmother taught me, blade angled against the thread. Stay back. There's another sharp twist. and I grit my teeth through the pain. I can't think clearly. Did they kill all the brides before me? My hand trembles. In a pinch, I might be clever with a knife, but I'm no warrior. 2 against 1, 3, including the figure still in the shadow. Kirin turns his face away, dismissing me. You should have never come. No one's bride. Why is this happening? Is the sea god rejecting me? Because I'm not Shimshong? Because I'm not the sea god's bride? All of this began with her. June risking his life because he couldn't accept losing her. And I risked mine because I couldn't accept losing him. And Shimshong, what couldn't she accept? I can see her clearly as she stood on the boat, confronting her fate in the form of the dragon rising up out of the sea. A fate she never asked for, a fate she refused. On the throne, the boy god thrashes from side to side. He's still asleep, his eyes squeezed shut. The red string of fate lashes out, searing me. With a desperate leap, I reach for the sea god. At the same time, there's a shout behind me. I ignore it, grabbing the sea god's hand and gripping tight. The red string of fate disappears between our clasped palms, and then I'm abruptly pulled forward into a blinding light. I'm met with a flurry of images, moving too quickly to make sense of. A cliff by the sea, a gold city burning in a valley, crimson robes on the ground, darkened with blood, and a colossal shadow. I look up. The dragon descends from above, clutching a pearl in one giant talon, as if holding the moon. When I'm torn from the images, my hand ripped from the sea gods, the 3 assassins grip my wrist, and it's as if I'm still in the sea god's dream, because I can almost believe I see the dragon reflected in his dark eyes. Then he releases me, stepping back. I struggle to hold on to the images in the dream, or were they memories? The cliffs are familiar. They stretch all along the coast. The city must be the capital, though all the messengers who come through our village bring only news of the conqueror's triumphs, not of war or destruction. As for the robes, the sea gods are silver and blue. Those images. I shake my head, trying to concentrate. It felt like I was seeing them through the sea god's eyes. I'm surprised when the assassin responds. They're from his nightmare. Every year he has the same one. Then there's truly a connection to the sea god's bride. The power to lift the curse lies within her. You wanted to kill him not so long ago. I glance sharply at the assassin. He and the others must have been in the hall when I arrived. If they saw me raise my knife, why didn't they stop me? I don't think they mean to harm the sea god. Otherwise they would have attacked him, vulnerable as he is in his sleep. Like Namji and Kirin, the 3rd assassin is dressed in thin cotton robes, a blue so dark it appears black. Even with the mask, his youth is undeniable. Smooth skin, a strong, lean body. He can't be much older than 17. Am I not allowed to be angry? I said curtly. My people have suffered much because of the sea god's abandonment. Because of his neglect, the other gods have turned away from us. I think of my grandmother calling me to the shrine to pray. I think of the wind chime I made for my niece, dashing upon the rocks. And then another memory calls from the deep within me, of a dark forest and winding path. I shake my head, willing away the images. But that was before I came here, where nothing is as I expected. Nor is he what I expected. On the throne, the sea god sleeps, peaceful after the tumult only moments before. He is not the cruel and spiteful deity I envisioned, but a boy god, asleep and crying in his dreams. I didn't run to the beach to become the sea god's bride, but to save my brother. But I am here now, and if there's a chance I can save not only him, but everyone, then I have to try. And maybe, when this is all over, I can go home, to my village, to my family. My heart yearns at the thought. If it's a curse that plagues him, then I will find a way to break it. The sea god lets out a gentle sigh. Between us, the red string flutters, and a feeling like hope steals into my heart. You're just like all the other brides, the dark-eyed boy says softly. But I turn to find that he stepped back, his eyes downcast. Humans tell myths to explain what they cannot understand. He lifts his gaze, and his eyes are like the deepest part of the sea, cold and unknowable. I realize his eyes do more to hide his thoughts than his mask do to hide his face. But I can explain to you, he continues. Your people suffer not because of any great will of the gods, but because of their own violent acts. They wage the wars that burn the forests and fields. They spill the blood that pollutes the rivers and streams. To blame the gods is to blame the land itself. Look upon your reflection to find your enemy. His words ring out across the hall with a bone-chilling truth. I feel, as I'm back in the sea, the icy water pulling me deeper and deeper. You will fail, like all the other brides before you, he says. No dragon to save me, no hope to hold on to. The world above winking out like a star. It is inevitable. He looks away. It is your fate. My fate? The feeling of drowning ceases. This fate was never mine to begin with. I claimed it for myself when I jumped into the sea, but even before then, I wasn't the one who changed the pattern of the story. It was Simxiong, who denied her fate when she wouldn't let go of Yoon. At least, isn't that why she turned away from the dragon? I brush away the thought. I might not understand Simxiong's motives, but I do know my own. You're right, I say. The boy's eye flit back, narrowing as I speak. I am like the other brides. I know what it is to love someone you would do anything to protect. Who are you to say what my fate is? If I'm to fail or if I'm to succeed, my fate is not yours to decide. My fate belongs to me. The boy watches me, a slight crease in his brow. Namji whistles low. Ooh. Never thought I see the great Lord Shin of Lotus House, speechless before the sea god's bride. A nobleman. Somehow I'm not surprised, though undoubtedly the youngest of the three. Kirin and MG seem to defer to him in all things. Lord Shin, Kirin says, low, urgently. The fog lifts. His eyes are raised skyward, where moonlight breaches the rafters, bathing the hall in light. Shin steps back. Keep your faith, sea-god bride. It has nothing to do with me. He reaches to his side and pulls a sword from its scabbard. The metallic glide is deafening in the silent hall. My name is Mina. He pauses. I am not sea god's bride, or no one's bride, or magpie, I say. I have a name, chosen by my grandmother to give me cleverness and strength. I know who I am, and I know what I must do. I raise my great-great-grandmother's knife, and I will not let you take my life. Reaching up, Shin tugs at his mask. The cloth slips, pulling around his neck. Mina, he says, and my traitorous heart skips a beat. The sea god's bride. I swallow thickly. His voice without the mask is clear and warm. He has beautiful features, a straight nose and soft lips, with his sea-dark eyes. He's breathtaking. I won't take your life. I won't take your life. A painful hope blooms within me. Just your soul. Wrapping his hand around my wrist, he twists. The knife clatters to the floor. With his other hand, he raises his sword and plunges it downward. I scream. The piercing sound abruptly cuts off as his sword connects with the ribbon. He slices clean through the red string of fate. I gape, watching the slow fall of the severed ribbon like two halves of a broken feather. How is this possible? For a brief second, all is silent and still. Then my scream rushes back, but the desperate sound bursts not from my mouth, but from outside my body, in the air above. The scream swirls and coalesces, a mass of bright colors whirling together. The ribbon slips from my hand, rising, followed closely by the sea god's half of ribbon. Together, they wrap around the screen, forming a dazzling sphere of light. Shin steps forward, his hand outstretched. There's a brilliant flash of color. In the aftermath, I blink away stars, and my ears pick up a wondrous sound, unexpected in this desolate hall. A bird's cheerful warbling. Cradled in the center of Shim's palm, its wings folded snugly against its side, is a beautiful magpie with red wingtips. Dun, dun, dun.
Alright, alright. I think we read enough for today. Let me move back over. Wait, where did the music go? Oh, there we go. Yari. That were the first 3 chapters of The Girl Who Fell Beneath the Sea by Axial. I hope you all like that. Hold on, let me get my coffee. And maybe, hold on, let me move you guys back as well. Oh. I accidentally hit forward on the playlist, I'm sorry. Hold on. Oh no. Oh no. Hold on, Jen. Ah, where the hell is it? Okay, there we go. Okay. I fixed everything. Yeah. Did you like the story? It's a bit of a more simpler prose and writing than what we did last week. It's a really fun story. I've read the whole book already. I wish this also had like a Dutch translation because I kind of want to give it to like the kids of a friend of mine. But it sadly doesn't have a Dutch translation yet. Maybe, hopefully, in the future. Yes. I hope the sound was good. I'll watch it back as well. Is it nicer to like see the page while I'm reading it? Do you like that more? Because we can do that for like the live stream. I don't mind that. If I have the physical book, that is. I mean, I'm thinking of just like pulling from my library to start with, because I have so many books. If I pull from my library, we're gonna be here for another like 200 episodes or something, yeah. Yeah. Let's see. Where shall I send you all? I think I'm just gonna send you all to Beam. Beam is finishing up Final Fantasy 13, I think. Yeah, he's back on Final Fantasy 13. So I'm just gonna send you over there because it's just a chill stream. Be nice to him. Be a bit of a gremlin in chat. Yeah, there we go. You can use whatever message you feel like. The first 2 are for subscribers and the third one is for non-subscribers.
And I will see you all Friday again. Yeah, I'm back Friday. And yeah, I'll catch you all on Friday again. Wherever you are, have a good afternoon, midday, night, evening, morning. And be kind to yourself. And yeah, thank you for hanging out with me. Thank you for listening. And until next time. Bye bye. Bye 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 bye.